25 more fast food items America killed off, and not one of them was in part 1. Last time I said we were going to the cereal aisle. Then your comments arrived, and 3 names came up so often I had to make this instead. So here's what's coming. 1 item on this list was killed by a photocopier. 1 burger was invented to solve a religious problem, then lost head-to-head to a fish sandwich you can still order today. And the number 1 spot isn't a menu item at all. It's a place inside a place, and no chain has ever tried to bring it back. Keep count of how many you ordered. Drop that number in the comments, let's get into it. Number 25. We start with a combination so obvious it feels illegal that it's gone. Jack in the Box once sold frings, a side that was half French fries, half onion rings in one container for one price. No choosing. No can I get half and half and hoping the person at the window liked you. It was on the menu with a name. It vanished quietly as chains standardized their fryer stations because 2 products sharing one basket means 2 cook times fighting each other. Frings didn't lose to customers, they lost to a timer. Number 24. Dairy Queen's Breeze was a blizzard made with frozen yogurt instead of soft serve. Same mix-ins, same upside-down flip, lighter finish. It arrived when frozen yogurt felt like the future, but it required a completely separate machine, a separate product line, and separate cleaning, all to serve a small slice of customers. When the yogurt boom cooled, the math stopped working. The Breeze disappeared, and Dairy Queen went back to one machine doing one thing. Number 23. Burger King's Cine Minis were small cinnamon rolls sold in a 4-pack with icing on the side, and for a stretch in the late 90s, they were genuinely the best dessert in fast food. Warm, gooey, absurdly cheap, but baked goods need proving time, oven space, and a kitchen that isn't already fully committed to flame broiling. Cine Minis rotated off the menu and became one of the most requested comeback items Burger King has. Number 22. This one is technically still famous for how it left. Chick-fil-A's coleslaw was discontinued in January 2016 after decades on the menu. The reaction was loud enough that the company did something unusual. It published the actual recipe so people could make it at home. That's a corporation admitting it knew exactly what it had taken. Coleslaw didn't fail, it got cut to make room, and the apology came with instructions. Number 21. Before Chicken McNuggets existed, McDonald's sold onion nuggets. Chopped onion, battered, deep-fried, served in the same little box. They were tested through the 70s and never went fully national. Then the same kitchen team working the same fryer developed something with chicken in it instead, and the entire company pivoted overnight. Onion nuggets weren't discontinued so much as replaced by the most successful new product in fast food history. Number 20. In 2005, Burger King launched the enormous omelet sandwich, and the name was not marketing. 2 eggs, 3 strips of bacon, 2 slices of cheese, and a sausage patty on a bun. It landed in the middle of a national argument about fast food and health, and it became a punchline within weeks. But here's what's strange, it sold. The problem was never demand. The problem was that Burger King could not survive being the company that made it. Number 19. Subway's seafood sensation was imitation crab blended with mayonnaise, sold cold, on a footlong. People are split into 2 camps on this one, and there is no middle ground. It was quietly pulled from most American locations as Subway simplified its lineup. What's interesting is that it survived for years in other countries, so this is less a discontinued product than a product America specifically stopped being asked about. Number 18. Speaking of seafood where it did not belong. In the 1980s, Taco Bell sold a seafood salad, whitefish, shrimp, and snow crab in a fried tortilla shell. It is remembered almost universally as one of the worst ideas in fast food history. But understand what was actually happening. Taco Bell was trying to become a place adults ate lunch, and the entire industry believed seafood was how you signaled that. It wasn't a random swing. It was the wrong answer to a real question. Number 17. In 2016, Burger King released the Whopperito. Whopper ingredients, including the beef, the pickles, and the special sauce, rolled inside a flour tortilla. It got enormous attention, sold on curiosity, and disappeared within months. It belongs to a very specific category on this list. Food designed to be talked about rather than eaten twice. Same disease that killed the French fry burger in part 1, number 16. Pizza Hut's Cheesy Bites Pizza ringed the crust with 28 pull-apart cheese-filled dough balls. It was a genuine engineering achievement, and it drove real traffic. But it required a special pan, a specific dough process, and a level of consistency that thousands of franchised kitchens couldn't hold. It has returned briefly more than once, always as an event rather than a menu item, which tells you the demand was never the issue. Number 15. Taco Bell's Caramel Apple Empanada was a fried pastry pocket with cinnamon apple filling, sold for around $1, and it was for many people the only reason to order dessert at a Taco Bell. It was cut in 2020 during a major menu purge. The stated logic was simplification. The actual effect was removing the last item on the menu that felt like it came out of an oven. Number 14. In September 2013, Burger King launched Satisfries, crinkle-cut fries with roughly 30% fewer calories than its regular fries, sold alongside them. It was a genuinely bold idea. Give people a choice at the exact moment they feel guilty. Less than a year year later, they were gone from about 2/3 of locations. The reason is uncomfortable. Customers standing at a counter, given the healthier option right next to the original, overwhelmingly chose the original. Satisfreeze didn't fail on taste. They failed a referendum. Number 13. Here's the one killed by a photocopier. Subway's Subclub stamps were small adhesive stamps you collected on a card. Buy 8 subs, get 1 free. It ran for years, and it was the reason a lot of people were loyal to one specific Subway. It ended in 2005, and the official reason was counterfeiting. The stamps were simple enough that people were printing and selling sheets of them. Their paper loyalty program worked perfectly, right up until the moment home printers got good, and then it collapsed almost overnight. Quick pause, we're at the halfway mark, and the back half is where this gets painful. Coming up, the burger invented to solve a religious problem, the $200 million disaster, and the number one that isn't a menu item at all. Tell me in the comments which one has hurt the most so far, and subscribe so the next countdown finds you. Number 12. Arby's potato cakes were flat, crispy, hash brown style triangles served all day, and they had a following that most companies would kill for. Arby's discontinued them in 2021 in favor of crinkle-cut fries. The backlash was immediate, and it has never really stopped. Petitions, campaigns, people posting photos of the last one they ever ate. Arby's swapped a signature item almost nobody else had for a product that every single competitor already sold. Number 11. KFC's Double Down used 2 pieces of fried chicken in place of a bun, holding bacon and cheese. It launched in 2010 as a limited-time stunt and became a genuine cultural moment, talked about on the news, argued about at work. It has returned several times since, always briefly, always with a countdown attached, which means KFC knows exactly what it has and has decided the item is worth more as an occasional event than as a menu fixture. Number 10. McDonald's. McDLT solved a real problem with a genuinely clever solution. A 2-sided styrofoam container that kept the hot beef patty on one side and the cold lettuce, tomato and bun on the other, so you assembled it yourself. Keep the hot side hot and the cool side cool. It worked. The sandwich was good, and it was killed almost entirely by the environmental backlash against styrofoam in the late 1980s. The McDLT is the only item on either list that was ended by its packaging. Number 9. In 1993, Pizza Hut sold the Bigfoot, a rectangular pizza roughly 2 square feet, cut into 21 slices, priced under $10. It was built for one specific thing, feeding a room of people cheaply. It was enormous, mediocre, and beloved. It required its own pans and its own oven space, and when Pizza Hut moved upmarket towards stuffed crust, the Bigfoot was in the way of the entire strategy. Number 8. Taco Bell's Bell Beefer was seasoned ground beef. Lettuce, onion, and sauce served on a plain hamburger bun, essentially a Mexican spice sloppy joe. It existed for people who came along to Taco Bell but didn't want a taco, and for years it was how you got a whole group in the door. It faded out as Taco Bell committed to being unmistakably a Mexican-inspired brand. A hamburger bun on that menu had become a contradiction. Number 7. Here's the religious problem. In the early 1960s, a Cincinnati franchisee named Lou Grown was losing nearly all his Friday business because his neighborhood was heavily Catholic, and Catholics didn't eat meat on Fridays. He proposed a fried fish sandwich. Ray Kroc hated it and countered with his own idea, the hula burger, a grilled slice of pineapple with cheese on a bun. No meat, no fish smell in the kitchen. They ran them head-to-head on a single Good Friday. The fish sandwich won decisively. That fish sandwich is the filet-o-fish, and it is still on the menu in almost every McDonald's on Earth. The hula burger was never heard from again, beaten in one day by the item it was designed to defeat. Number 6. In 1985, Pizza Hut spent an enormous amount building the Priazzo, a deep dish pie with a full second layer of crust baked over the top, meant to be a genuine Italian restaurant dish inside a Pizza Hut. It was supported by one of the largest ad campaigns the chain had ever run, and it took roughly twice as long to make as a normal pizza. In a business built on a delivery clock, that was fatal. The Priazzo was gone within about 2 years, and Pizza Hut never attempted anything that ambitious again. Number 5. For most of the 1990s, you could order an actual McPizza at McDonald's, full-size, boxed, made in the store. Some locations were remodeled specifically to hold the ovens. The problem was time. A McDonald's is engineered around handing you food in 90 seconds, and a pizza needed around 11 minutes. One product broke the entire promise of the building. It was pulled nationally, survived in a tiny handful of holdouts in Ohio and West Virginia into the 2010s, and when the last one stopped, people drove across state lines for a final one. Number 4. In 2017, McDonald's replaced High C Orange Lava Burst with a different fruit drink, and the reaction was completely disproportionate to what had happened. This was a soda fountain option. People wrote articles. There were petitions and organized campaigns that ran for years. In 2021, McDonald's brought it back and treated the return as a genuine event because it was never about orange drink. It was the specific taste of every childhood birthday party held in a McDonald's between about 1985 and 2005, and an entire generation could taste it the moment they read the name. Number 3. In 2004, McDonald's discontinued Supersize, the option to upgrade fries and a drink to a portion that has never been matched since. The timing was conspicuous. The documentary Supersize Size Me had been released weeks earlier, and McDonald's has always insisted the two were unrelated and that the decision was about menu simplification. Believe whichever you like. What matters is the result. An entire ordering ritual, the question at the window, the answer, the size of the cup arriving, vanished from American life inside a single year, and it has never come back. Number 2, in May 1996, McDonald's launched the Arch Deluxe, a quarter-pound burger with peppered bacon and a mustard mayo sauce, created by an executive chef aimed squarely at adults. The scale of the bet is hard to overstate. Estimates of what McDonald's spent on research, production, and marketing range from $100 million to more than $300 million. There was a launch event with the Rockettes at Radio City Music Hall. There was a choreographed dance routine commissioned to start a national craze. The company reportedly expected $1 billion in the first year, and the ad showed children grimacing in disgust at the burger to prove it was for grown-ups. That was the miscalculation. McDonald's had spent 40 years making itself the place you took your kids, then ran a campaign explaining that its new product was not for them. Franchisees resisted the specialty ingredients. Customers shrugged. It limped along in select restaurants and was finally discontinued in August 2000. Number 1. And the number 1 is not a menu item. Through the late 1980s and 1990s, Wendy's ran the Super Bar, an all-you-can-eat buffet inside the restaurant, a salad bar, a pasta station with sauce and garlic bread, a Mexican bar with taco fixings. For a few dollars, you could stay as long as you wanted and eat as much as you wanted at a Wendy's. It required constant restocking, constant cleaning, constant temperature checks, and floor space that a drive-thru could monetize far more efficiently. As Wendy's pushed towards speed, the Super Bar became indefensible on every spreadsheet in the company. It was phased out of nearly every location by the end of the 90s, and what it took with it was the idea that fast food was somewhere you went rather than somewhere you passed through. Every other item on these two lists was food. This one was 90 minutes on a Sunday after church, a table full of people and nobody in a hurry. 50 items across 2 videos, and the same 3 things keep being true. The food was almost never the problem. Frings lost to a fryer timer. The Priazzo lost to a delivery clock. The McPizza lost to 90 seconds. The McDLT lost to its own container. Over and over, something people genuinely loved was removed because it did not fit the machine that produced it. Second, these companies still consistently underestimate us. High C came back. The Double Down keeps coming back. Chick-fil-A handed out the coleslaw recipe because it knew what it had done. Every time a chain assumes a discontinued item will be quietly forgotten, someone proves them wrong for a decade. And third, the thing that gets bigger every time I make one of these. What we're actually mourning is never the sandwich. It's a table at a Wendy's with your whole family around it and no reason to leave. It's a birthday party with orange drink in a paper cup. It's being handed a size of fries that no longer exists by a person at a window in a year that isn't coming back. So tell me in the comments, how many did you count? Which one would you eat right now if you could? And what's the one I still haven't said? The regional item from your specific hometown that nobody outside your family believes was real. I rate every comment, and the best ones become future videos. This entire episode exists because of yours, and next time we really are going to the cereal aisle. 25 discontinued cereals America killed off, and number 1 is the one you cried about in the store when your mom told you they stopped making it until then.